Hi guys, we're going to do a tutorial today on the drop of More Than Words. We're going to go through the drums, the bass lines, the super saws and the chords, and we'll go through the vocal chop on the drop. Alright, so we've got a crash which just has a delay plugin on it, which is just wiping the whole sound. The way this works, if I drag another one in, so you turn off the sync on both of them so that you have the time in milliseconds come up. Turn the dry wet to 100%, and we usually take it anywhere between 10 and 5%. If you took it any higher than that, you'd start to hear the effects of the delay, which would sound like anywhere between 10 and 25 usually works for us. Okay, and then we have a ride which we've done in MIDI in the sampler. It's just got a Valhalla room reverb on and the low end taken out. We have 3 kicks. Just kick 1. And the bottom 2 kicks just have the low end taken out to make room for the bass at the first kick. We have 4 snares in MIDI again. If we just go through the processing, we have a Valhalla room again. Yeah, just reverbs on all of these. We have the widener plugin on this one again, and the low end taken out. I believe all of these are going to a bus as well. Yep, which has 2 EQs. We're taking out a resonant frequency around here. Okay, moving on, we have some hats, which have an auto pan on going left to right to give a bit of space in the mix. This drum support sample we have. Alright, so if we move on to the basses now, that is the first one we have. It's just a sub bass that we bounced down from probably silent, just pitching down by 12 semitones. We have this bass, which has got a well filter on going from U to A on the vowels, and a vinyl distortion. Without those it sounds like this. Just adding a bit of movement. Kickstart for sidechain, and an EQ here taking out the very low and boosting a bit of the highs. And then I believe this is the sub bass. A very harsh sidechain on, but it's not too long on the release, so it comes straight back up. And then if we go to Serum, I believe this is the bass. Yeah, we added the well filter so that over time the sound changes rather than being constantly the same. See if there's yeah, there is automation on that. Yeah, so we have a compressor on the left side chain, taking out the very lows on EQ, and 2 EQs again, taking out some resonant frequencies there. Chords now. Just a simple super saw in silent. Another one. Which altogether give it quite a big chorded sound. And then we have we felt that we wanted it for like the choppiness to really come out in the mix. Instead of doing it in MIDI, we decided to bounce this down and manually chop up each single note. More guitars. Sure, a bit of ambience. Some muted guitars. More guitars. I think these are taking at some resonant frequencies around 5,000. Let's check the EQ. Yeah, there's. Okay, and yeah, we like to include an ARP in pretty much all of our sort of melodic dubstep songs to really like drive the mix. And just some atmosphere, which is from Gladiator, if I remember correctly. I think it's just one held out note the whole way. And we have just a distorted guitar sound, which is from Nexus actually. I'll quickly show you how that was made. So if you go to the classical and then dance guitar, the majority of the sound comes from this plugin, GTR amp. And then if you put it on the overbass setting, you get this. We thought it sounded kind of cool on top with all the other guitars as well, it made sense. And then we have a downlifter, which just gives some impact to the drop. And lastly we have the vocal fill, so the vocal chop. If we drag that out, I'll show you what that is. That's just that bit of the song pitched up. And it's got an isotope trash on it, which is what's giving it the very distorted effect. So if we take absolutely everything off, and we'll go through it one by one. We've got the distortion on it, we've got a reverb, an EQ taking out the very lows and a bit of the top, just so it doesn't become too piercing in the mix. An auto pan, which is slightly making it go from left to right. Kickstart for the side chaining. An overdrive distortion. Taking out more lows. Another side chain, and lastly we have an EQ taking at some of the resonant frequencies. And the way we would have done these chops is we would have had these chords here, and we would have just put like, we'd either use this vocal, sometimes we use other vocals as well, and just take them in, put them to the key of the track, and just take parts of the vocal and like pitch them up and down until you get your own melody on top of the vocal. Like, see, this is pitched up by 12. That's pitched up by 14, 12 again, 14 again. That one's down by 9. And you just keep going like that until you get a catchy melody from the vocal, almost like it's its own synth. Yeah, I mean, apart from, I think there's one more thing here, which is just like a reverse vocal coming up to the second half of the drop, where the vocal comes back in. And at that moment, I believe everything filters up with, yeah. So absolutely everything on the drop is going into this drop bus here, where we can control the overall filter of it. So yeah, that's it for More Than Words. If you have any other questions regarding this track, then please leave them in the comments.